Okay, today we're dividing positive and negative numbers. The first thing that I want to point out is that division of numbers can be written out in three different ways. It can be written 42 divided by 6 horizontally. It can be written 42 divided by 6 vertically. Fraction just means division. This symbol means division. Or it could be, this means 42 divided by 6. We also say when we're younger, 6 into 42. But these all three mean the same thing, okay? The other thing that I want to say is that division has the same rules of multiplication. So looking at 4C number 2, when there's no sign, that's an implied positive. So that's what you've been doing all this time already in math. So when there's no sign, it looks like this. If you want to put the positive signs there, you can. You don't have to. So a positive divided by a positive is always a positive. That's a positive world. And then when you divide the number, you just divide the number. So 64 divided by 8, 8. This is a good chance to practice your division and to practice your multiplication facts. Again, looking at 4C number 4, division has the same rules as multiplication. In multiplication, a positive multiplied by a negative was a negative. A positive times a negative is a negative. The same is true with division. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. It's the same rule. If you want to draw the face like this, it's the same rule. Cover up the one you don't need. A positive divided by a negative is whatever's under your finger, a negative. Okay, so a positive divided by a negative is a negative, and 35 divided by 7 is 5. Look at 4C number 5, written horizontally. 45 divided by a negative 9. Look at your signs. This is a positive divided by a negative. A positive divided by a negative is a negative, and 45 divided by 9 is 5. Negative 5. 4C number 1. You have a negative divided by a negative. So if you're using the face, so cover up the one you don't want. So a negative divided by a negative is what's under your finger, the positive. Remember, in math, only in math do two wrongs make a right. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. And 36 divided by 9 is 4. Look at 4C number 7, horizontally. A negative divided by a negative. Negative 5 divided by negative 1. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 5 divided by 1 is itself. 5. Any number divided by 1 is itself. Looking at 4C number 10. This is 56 divided by negative 7. So a positive divided by a negative is a negative answer. 7 goes into 56 8 times. So again, when there's no sign, that's an implied positive. Look at 4C number 11. A negative divided by a negative. So a negative. Two wrongs make a right. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. You can check yourself with multiplication. Okay, looking at 4C 18, word problem. The barrel was discovered to be negative 36 quarts short of its contents. Short implies negative. That's why this is a negative number here. If you are short money or short something, it's going to be a negative. So the barrel was discovered to be negative 36 quarts short of its contents. If it has been leaking for 6 days, what was the daily effect on its contents? So the first thing you have to determine is what operation are you doing? Are you adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Well, if you were short or you have a negative 36 and you're going to spread that out over 6 days, that would be a division problem, okay? So if you're short 36 quarts or negative 36, then we're going to divide by 6, okay? A negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 36 divided by 6 is 6. Again, when your word problems, you need to have some sort of units. So this is, what was the effect? It was quarts. So quarts. And what does this negative mean? That means leaking. So it already told us that it was leaking, so that's kind of a hint to tell you that your answer needs to be negative. This answer just means you're leaking 6 quarts every day for 6 days.